Right, hello everybody and welcome to Formula Racing League's SimNet Super Sprint Sunday. We are here at Monza for round 5 of the Super Sprint Sunday Championship. We've got one hell of a format to bring you tonight, as always, in season 18, would you believe it? And forever forward with my friend Owen Harris. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing very well, buddy. Apologies for the couple of minutes delay on the stream, guys. Just making sure our beverages and refreshments are topped up due to the heat. Let us know in the comments how hot it is where you are. It's going to get very spicy in the UK in the next couple of days, but we are trying to brave one out for tonight for Super Sprint Sunday around Monza. It is a scorcher, 31 degrees at the minute on track and temp, so all to play for tonight.
Yeah, so we've just dipped in during practice. There was a slight delay with server proceedings, so we've been reset, but we are now good and ready to go. Hopefully, Mr. Harris has some standings ready and prepped for us to maybe run through whilst we wait to get into the format of this evening.
I do, if technology would love to do its thing.
So whilst you're just loading, then I'll run our guests through the format for this evening. So we're currently in our 1 hour free practice. We're then going to go into a 15-minute one-shot qualifying. That doesn't mean they all go out at the same time. It means that any time within the 15 minutes, they go out, do an out lap, do a single flying lap. If you invalidate, it's tough luck. And then you can either reset to pits or roll back into the pits and get your pit entry practice in. That will then lead us into a 20-minute sprint race in form of race 1. No pit requirements necessary. It's a sprint. You can go all the way to the end if you wish, and if you can avoid damage to your car. That race will then set a reverse grid for the 40-minute race 2. That is as long as you complete 80% of the racing laps. So you often find that you have to have big charges out from the back, and then that will be your evening. So don't go anywhere in between race 1 and 2. There will be a small server reset just to make sure everybody gets back in and the reverse grid is set. Hopefully Harris's technology's caught up with us.
It has indeed. But just whilst looking through the standings, obviously the pro tier, I've noticed that Travaglioli, I think, has resigned. So he is no longer in the standings for the pro tier, but new leader Adam Sharp with 75 points, Jack Prentice P2, Vaclav Popisil P3, Jay Wazza P4, Morgan Grace P5, Samuel Grafe P6, Francis de Bont P7, Jared Vermeulen P8 and Josh Clayton P9. They are your white boxes on the left hand side. Now moving along to the silver tier. Caught my tongue already. Lovely start. Sofino Gibino leading the silver tier by 1 point in front of G Brown. Nice little comeback from G Brown there compared to last week. But he is joint second with Luke Richings. So G Brown in P2, Luke Richings in P3, Michael van der Waal in P4. Johnny Sharp also tied on points with Van der Waal. Wouter Heyman's P6, Chris Gebman P7, Mihalis Chamakov's P8, Marco Lino, once again buddy, I do apologise, Alexei Yablonsky P10 and Sky Schundelmere, after a fantastic debut in round 1, winning race 2, finally returns to the grid tonight. See currently in the server, and they are your silver boxes on the left hand side. Now just to quickly wrap up the AM whilst the drivers are tweaking their setups to get going. Daniel Starkloff is winning the AM tier so far with 85 points, Dazza Townsend P2, Reinhard Serpentine P3, Dale Keller P4, Michael Coppins P5, Dreadlock Steve P6, Paul Trotman P7, Danny Felix P8 and Darren Davies P9. They are your red boxes on the left hand side. So who have we got going out first, buddy, to set their one-time lap?
The last week's rookie Schuldelmeyer,
Ah,
in the Aquafresh Porsche.
Aquafresh or Colgate?
I think I did start with Colgate last week, but I think Aquafresh are actually the ones that are famous for bringing in the.
Is it Colgate Aquafresh though? Is it just 2 in 1?
Oh, I don't
Or is
know,
it a
but
three
that
in one
sounds.
like the
I
like the
mean, I know you
toothpaste?
live down south, mate, but we're not that fancy up here in the north.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. You
Then
really
again,
just
you have to
discovered
pay more for
toothpaste, then,
everything.
yeah? What?
So I don't know. Apples and oranges. But the Porsche, like the Lamborghini that I drive, is right handy around here. Especially there's two very slow chicanes for them to navigate, as well as the Lesmos in the middle part of the lap, all requiring good balance and high traction, as Mr. Gordon Brown says hello.
Uh-oh, got to behave.
So hoping we don't see you, Charles Leclerc, into the barrier out of Parabolica.
I was saying get them to rubber the circuit up. Why do you want to rubber the circuit up, Gordon, mate? There's plenty of grass to WRC on.
So Schuldenmeyer heads into the first chicane, clipping the first part of it really nicely, avoiding the second part. Wants to keep himself settled as he exits down towards the first chicane. So nice and flat around here. So a lot tighter bend than you think. Quite a fair amount of steering crank, but the cars are more than capable of taking this flat. Like a puppet on a string, Mr. Gedman, eh? So yeah, very controlled by Schuldenmeyer there as he heads into Lesmo 1. So it's all about the exit here. You can take quite a lot of curb on the exit. Keeps it nice
Very
and steady.
easy to invalidate as well on Lesmo 1.
It is, because you can go quite far, but go too far and bite, there goes your lap. Now, about 1.5 kilometres of not really doing much other than keeping your foot planted to the floor. Now, the trickiest part of the track, you can ride those curves just a little bit, but then it's all about the exit here before heading down towards the Parabolica. So spot your braking here is the last chance you'll get to affect your drive out of the Parabolica. Roll the car and wait till the exit opens up and then plant your foot and try not to get onto the marbles on the outside. He does take a bit of the curbing, but that's okay. He keeps the rear of the car nice and level. And he starts us off with a 1:49.5. Fastest where we're looking. We got him. We do what though? He does clatter that first bit of the chicane though. But he now has got a little bit of traffic in the form of the Ferrari of Keller. This is not the section he wants him. Might get a little bit of aero wash. Flashes say get out of the way, but maybe Keller doesn't want to get out. He doesn't want Keller out of the way now. There's a nice slipstream you might get, but he does bail out as requested. And down towards. I should really remember the name of this corner. Where's my cheat?
Oh, we did have a sneaky DeBont go provisional P1 with a 48.8.
So not quite what he did in practice, but very respectful time on.
Starklov just come across the line, 4/10 behind. We had Michael Coppins 2.7 seconds behind, so definitely somewhere to improve. Dreadlock Steve as well, half a second just over in the ants here. Just we're about a 10th behind his rival Starklov.
Scary, that's the name of that corner.
How could you forget Ascari? Because it's all over in tears. Speaking of tears, no tennis ball for Mr. Gedman, just a round of golf on P5 there. 2 seconds behind. I see Townsend as well in the Perink Macca. Does come across the line for P6 there. 2.2 behind the time set by DeBont. Car 71, Michael van der Wall is going to, I think, set a lap. No, he's not. He's going to mug me off.
So the next one coming round is actually Looking, who has just gone through Ascari now. He's going to head down towards the Parabolica. There's a bit of a tow from Serpentine ahead.
Interestingly, Jack Prentice has crossed the line there, but Starklov has still set a faster time than Jack Prentice in the Mustang.
Impressive.
Mustang using that DRS.
As we do forget, Looking, I think, is on pad, and it's not the easiest corner. Parabolica on pad, heads towards the line. Doesn't set a valid one. Knocked me right off.
Car 118, Jablonski, is he going to set a time? No, he's not. 737 is Grafe. Does go P6. So closest car now on track to set a time, I think, is Van der Wall, or I think there's going to be car 37, which I believe is Adam Sharp. It is indeed. Using all of the curbing on the exit for Adam Sharp there. Getting his McLaren, fired towards the line. What's he going to set? Nothing. Oh, what a game. The difference between a grey dot and a blue dot, they might have been a lap, they might not be a lap, but the game does not help identifying that. It's a game glitch. It is not us. We can get the staff these days. It's not us in any shape or form. No one else has set a lap since. We've got 215 coming to the line now. Just starting lap car 18. Just also starting a lap, I believe, unless they was invalid before they crossed the line. Car 118. 985. 215 Serpentine did set a lap there. 1.448 behind. Van der Wall has finally set a lap, P6 in the silver tier, taking provisional P2. Couple of drivers now making their way round. 6 minutes remaining of this session. There's Trotman coming to the line now, 246. Does he set a time? No, he doesn't. As I said earlier, there is no sign of Travaglioli in the standings for the Pro Tier. Vermeulen, aka Mr. Jazzman, is still in there, but he's not here tonight. So De Bont does have his work cut out for him. So the Mustangs as well, really strong around Monza. Something not to be messed with, as I found out the hard way in my own experience or my lack of skill. A lot of the drivers, so couple, maybe nearly half the grid still waiting to find the right time to go out. We've got Gibino fighting his way through Ascari. Car 131 is Lino. Doesn't set a lap. Car 18. Chamakovs does set a lap there. Car number 19 now. At what point do I have to do a welfare check on my commentator partner? Has he just disappeared? I don't know where he's gone. Which is an interesting way to stream. But I will try give this the absolute best effort without having the controls of the big camera, but I think my commentator duo has died. Not that it's very nice to say on stream, but I think he's disappeared. He's done a Houdini somewhere. But we do have 131 Lino gonna cross line. Does jump to P15 there. Car 34. I think that's Poppersill. Does start his lap. Car number 19 is Jabino. What's he going to do? In the right car. Jumps up to P16 there. Quite a nice little gaggle of cars for the silver tier there. Really nice bunch up. Shundlemere still got a few more tenths between a couple of the silver drivers, but putting a few pro in between. So 2 minutes nearly remaining, and quite a large amount of drivers still haven't set a lap. 5 drivers. Oh, I hear voices and noises. Are you there, buddy? Maybe not. Too soon.
Am I back yet?
Oh, there he is.
I started to think, I don't think he can hear me. I'm commentating and everything. I think my dongle for my headset has got too hot.
You tit.
Oh. But we are catching Popsill doing his run. He's the man who's quite high up in his championship in the pro tier, about to attempt Parabolica.
Where's Nico when you need him?
He's trying to report me on the stream.
Yeah, just officially sack G Wood.
I was here, I was present, I just wasn't audible. And he goes P4. So yeah, great lap there by Popsill. He'll start on the same route as Starclough, one of his main competitors. Driver's still coming on 134. Brown has left it into the absolute last. What can he do? I think this is him actually just starting his lap. Have you lost me again?
No.
Making me worry when you don't respond to things that I say.
So I just spent the last, 5 minutes talking to myself?
Me too, apparently. Just into the void. I could hear you. But it took for me to unplug my my Bluetooth dongle and plug it back in again before it worked. But car 34 is also out there, but if I'm not mistaken, they will have set a lap already.
Yep, 34 is Poppersill.
Yeah,
and
we
he
just caught him.
Set a lap.
But it looks like Brown is hunting for all the glory, wants to be the centre of attention on this lap.
Of course he does. Commentators have got to set the standards when he commentates over Tier 3 on Taco Tuesday. Guys, if you aren't already a part of it, make sure you do drop a comment below or get in touch and the admins will give you a link to Discord. We don't just run Sunday, we run Tuesday and late night Thursday as well, and some awesome off-season events coming up very soon.
So Brown attempting to now set the timing boards alight. The Lamborghini is a good car for this track, but he has always gone wide and test the barrier for good measure.
Right on the big screen.
Now, I wonder, Popsicle was sat in that corner.
Yeah.
I wonder if that
distraction
is a distraction, yeah. Oh, I wonder.
He channeled his inner Charles Leclerc.
He did indeed.
I am stupid.
So I'm just going to attempt to get the preferable camera angle before we flip into the race. There we go. So now we get a nice aerial view of the start, more action in your frame, not going to miss a thing. So there we have it. That is qualifying concluded. Starclough with an absolute stonker of a lap, put himself P3 on the track and P1 in his tier. But we're going to go through it tier by tier. So that's Adam Sharp with P1 overall and P1 for the Pro tier. DeBont shares the road with him in P2, only a tenth down. Then Starclough splits them off from the rest of the Pro tier in Popsicle in P4, Grace in P5, Prentice in P6, and then Clayton in P8. So, Rogers in P10, Wazza in P11, and all the way down we have Grafe in P19, just never seems to hook it up, and Brown, set time, Andy's not in Pro, and we have Schulermere with his early effort goes P9, but a pole in his tier. He's got two Pro tier drivers between him and Heymans in P12, then Vandervoort, Chumakovs, Sharp, Lino, Jabino, and then a few drivers between them, being Serpentine and Grafe, and then Richings, Gedman, Jablonski, and then, like I said, Looking and Brown, who didn't manage to set a valid lap. Now, the AM tier spread is pretty big. We have Starclough in P3, followed by Dreadlock Steve with 3 cars between them in P7. Then all the way down, another 10 positions between them, down to Serpentine. That's your podium positions for the AM tier. Then P4 in P22 is Townsend, then Coppens a bit further back, and then Felix P25, and then no time for Trotman. And it has stolen my camera once again.
Gee, Brown, I'm taking the 1960 line into turn 1. But speaking of Starclough, really good lap from him there. Would you reckon Pro next season?
Well, I'd say so, yeah. I mean, he's put himself cat amongst the pigeons pretty much every single week that he's been attending.
I mean, even Dreadlock Steve as well. Really good lap from him there.
I think Dreadlock Steve, maybe with a bit of inconsistency in his racing, I'd say maybe in the silver tier. He's definitely been up there, but I think this is an outstanding result from him in this particular race. But as a representation across the season, I'd probably say up to silver tier. But we are not admins. We are not trying to sway anything. It's just our opinion. It means nothing.
Without swaying anything, obviously Dreadlock Steve having that fantastic race in Spa threw us under the bus when he took an absolute gamble on the pit stop, if you remember, and absolutely proved us wrong and got a really good result. I think he got the win that race.
Yeah, I mean, what a guy.
Starclough in the comments, Pro, are you mad? Well, I mean,
you're P3, mate.
Qualify currently. P3.
Make your case against, please, in the comments.
Yeah. The judge is in session. Please state your defence of why you should not be in Pro.
Bangs gavel. But if you're incapable right now because you're setting tyres and fuel, we understand. We'll wait until between race 1 and race 2 to hear it. But we will hear it. We are your commissioners of opinion. Oh, you finished perfectly fine. No, didn't. Motion denied.
Motion denied. Lucky if I finished top 10.
That would
Mr.
still put you,
Starklov.
Pete. That
No,
would
no, no,
still
no, no,
put you
no.
amongst the
Judges in
pros.
session. Silence in the audience. Mr. Starklov is leading the AM tier. I don't know how you can win a tier with barely top 10 finishes. It makes no sense.
10 seconds.
Just waiting for the flag to go green, and then I can get a proper camera on the go. So yeah, just have to bear with me whilst we're in this view, but I promise you won't regret it once the racing actually starts.
Just hit drive.
We'll get that, but then I've got to come back out of it and then.
Yeah, but
go
by the
to
time you wait for it, you've missed half of it.
I know what to do. You're the man who drives a Ferrari half the time. But we are about to get underway. There's the checkered line, and away they go. Adam Sharp gets a decent start, but DeBont is right with him. There's movement behind. Starkloff is getting a little bit swallowed up. He's going to go 3 wide in the first turn. Hopefully he doesn't get caught out. But can Adam Sharp... Oh no, DeBont is going to go... Oh, as that is... Schuldermere coming across the front. Oh no, as he takes out DeBont. Oh, and then Pop still gets turned round as well. That 3 wide was never going to work out. But DeBont gets going. Starkloff now having to fight off Popsill. No, not Popsill. That is Morgan Grace. Starkloff looks for a switch back. And a little bit further back, we've got 2x2 into the first chicane. That's Dreadlock Steve getting a little bit out of shape, letting the Lamborghini of Chumakov's lead him away.
Oh, I think I see G Brown cutting the corner there. Naughty.
As Sharp has absolutely ran away so far. Now Prentice jumping positions at the start due to those spinners. With the Mustang power, it will really close on the back straights. But Starkloff, oh, late on the brakes, goes right up to Grace. But then having to back out of that, there's invited Prentice back into it. Prentice with one great run, jumps back into the slipstream. But I think had to back out a little bit, so hasn't got all of the traction that he wanted. But this is going to be the first long run of many against it. And then the Lexus comes through, dives deep, and then off the track onto the marbles. That's Rogers not doing great. And then that's going to put him at risk of Clayton, who comes through fast.
Bit of fighting towards the back. Van der Warn, Heymans. Oh no, Van der Warn, Heymans have touched. Oh no, oh no, carnage. Carnage exit the Parabolica.
Oh, as I can see a car flying sideways down the straight as well. Starkloff holds off for now. But now Wazza is eyeing up Chumakovs. He is trying to reinstate a leading pack of pro drivers. And the Bentley has got significantly more grunt than the Lamborghini, but can he get it on the brakes on the inside? The Lamborghini might just be able to still dance around the outside, but he can't. Wazza gets his elbows out and takes that place. There's now DeBont, the man who started on the front row, trying to fight back through. He's got Serpentine for company as they enter the first Lesmo. So everything goes a little bit wide, but gets good traction off the track. Oh, DeBont bounds the curb and then gets tapped in the rear. Just about holds on to it. It gets tapped by Jabino behind. Then Jabino, having lost speed, is now at risk of Coppens. Coppens gets squeezed a little bit to the outside, but he'll be okay with that. It's a corner you really want to be on the inside for. Jabino knows that, he breaks late, but Coppins runs it around the outside anyway. He gets a bit squeezed to curb, backs out. Jablonski sees this. Jablonski likes the look of it, gets a bit swept over the curb, and then goes left. Oh, and then that Popsicle has to react. Popsicle did very, very good to lift out of that one. But can Jablonski in the Lamborghini maybe try and dance around the side? He goes late on the brakes, squeezes the Ferrari, but the Ferrari releases the brake into the corner. That sends Jablonski a little bit wider. This allows Popsicle back through. Oh, he's got a big crash. That's Townsend. Townsend spinning sideways through the Parabolica.
And that was G. Brown, I believe. Yeah, it was.
As I just caught that Starcroft has lost that place to Prentice, I suspect, into the first turn. Now Rogers in the Lexus is going to see this as a nice tasty little treat. So they put that Lexus has got some straight line speed. How impressive. Is there a dive going into the chicane here? Starcroft sees it off, it breaks late. Rogers would have been having a brown pants moment seeing that Ferrari approaching, bright and yellow in his side mirror. Schuldermere has got the Ferrari of J Sharp close behind him, but I think did get the better exit out of the chicane. Show a bit of love further down the grid. Popsicle he's up to P16. He is under threat from Jablonski behind, but seems to have found good speed down the back straight down towards Ascari.
Signal speed. I think Rogers is going to eye up a move on Starclov.
Oh, Jablonski goes right over the curb in an attempt to try and get a switch back. Oh, this is a great front run from Jablonski. He's going towards the outside of Popsicle. Popsicle can't do anything until the corner, really. He can't really cover this off. He's alongside, but he's keeping him right to the line. Jablonski goes deep and onto the marbles once again. Popsicle holds on to that one.
Interestingly, Wazza has just set the fastest lap down in P7.
Oh, as we've got multiple cars going slowly down the pit straight. As what a dive from Clayton from so far back on Starcroft. Starcroft still fighting this off. Starcroft on the inside. Cars side by side on the exit. Now Wazza trying to enter the game as well. Wazza now sees a gap towards the middle. Thinks better of it. Doesn't want to get squeezed as the corner reaches an apex. But he is going to take the slipstream all the way down to the chicane of the Rogers chicane. Clayton goes around the outside. He's going to squeeze Starcroft to the curb. Then he gets the second one. A little bit of a touch. And that allows Wazza with a bit of a drive and goes through. The grunt of the Bentley sees through. Starcroft does look like he might come back a little bit though, as he was just slightly hindered on that exit, but he's still got plenty of speed to fight. And we have Rogers closing on Prentice. Oh, Rogers looked for all the world like he was going to make a move there. Thought better of it. So they must have updated that Lexus. It was not a very chosen car before, but Rogers is making fantastic work of it. Now that's close in a lot on braking. It's got to get the power down though. Not sure about you, Owen, but I wasn't sure I'd ever see the day that the Mustang was blushing in its mirrors as it saw a car powering towards it down a straight.
Yeah, really good battles here. Just trying to flick through some of the pack. We've got Rogers trying to still try throwing shapes at Prentice. Battle for P3.
So again, Rogers gets to put the power down. Slipstream's clearly getting picked up. Rogers has already gone defensive. Will there be a late move down the inside? Rogers covers off the line at the last second. I'm not sure how Rogers will feel about that. But he takes a little bit of curb on the exit. as it looks like Popsicle has been making advancements. It's P14 now. I think that's Townsend a lap down that's in this mix. So Popsicle on Serpentine. Blue flags ahead will be providing a little bit of a slipstream for Serpentine here, but Serpentine is being closed on very, very quickly. He goes defensive for Rascari. Popsicle goes ahead and slides around the outside, gives a little bit of room on the exit, stays on the curb, keeps it valid, and what a nice move we caught on stream there. But I flick forward through to Wazza, who has really lassoed the rear wing of Clayton around the Parabolica. He's going to pick up all sorts of slipstream. Clayton has already gone highly defensive, almost into the pit wall. But Wazza, look at the pace of that Bentley. He's already alongside. He's going to be fully ahead by the corner entry. The only hope is that Clayton can maybe break deeper. Wazza does close the line off, squeezes him out to the curb. What great defensive moves. Hard but fair. And just like Rogers has dropped back a little bit from Prentice. So Prentice settling in.
The Bont looks like he is having a good bit of recovery there. He has just got past Lino, back up into P10 for De Bont after an unfortunate start.
Got a battle for everybody. We've got Gedman closing in on Jablonski as this train that's currently catching the lap car of Townsend. Yes, Jabino tries to chase down Serpentine. Serpentine hopefully won't get too caught up on the exit here. Townsend moves conveniently out the way. But behind, Jablonski on the back of Jabino in the car that he should be in. Now late braking move is going to be crucial here, but Townsend's in the way. Oh no! As there's a touch, 3-car collision. That was Townsend in the wrong place at the wrong time, just got in the way of Jablonski trying to make the move on Jabino, but thankfully that battle does look like it will resume, albeit having lost the position to Gedman.
So further up, we got Brown and Keller battling it out for P18.
So Brown looking, it's got a good drive and the ultimate traction and poise through the Parabolica, but when the Ferrari opens up its throttle, neutralises the threat thus far. But Keller is not being too smart here. He's left the line open for Brown, and Brown wants to get brave on the brakes, and it looks like he will do. Brown goes very deep on the brakes, gets a car length ahead, and gets it more than stopped for the first turn. Yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I mean, it looked like Keller should have had that covered. Just had to come and cover the line. He was fully ahead and every right to do so, but Brown, wise old head on him. He knew as long as the line is left open, as just ahead. Oh, as Brown then taps the back of Jabino, Brown rejoins.
Jabino out here.
Oh yeah, Jabino down the inside of the Lesmo 1. Had a few different looks at it. Maybe Jabino, maybe Brown didn't quite see the move developing. Yeah, Townsend, I think, unfortunately there, mate. I think just wrong place, wrong time. Got caught up in a battle that was trying to overtake you and each other at the same time. Brown goes for another one on the inside of Jabino. Jabino takes a deep line.
Oh, slightly further up, we've got Schindlermere and Starkloff down straight, side by side. Porsche versus Ferrari.
Both vying for the slipstream provided by Clayton ahead. There'll be big moves here. Are they going to go 2 wide? 3 wide even, maybe? Starkloff throws it to the inside, but Clayton,
Force traction,
ever the wise head.
might get a bit of sneaky work done with a force traction. Also, slightly further up, Rogers and Prentice.
Sorry,
Monza as well.
It looks like Clayton is going to lose this one out to Starclough. Oh, but there's a touch. Starclough gets forced over the curb, as does Clayton. And this is going to allow Schundelmeier to get on the inside of Clayton, but Clayton breaks deeper and then uses his depth to cut across the nose of the Porsche. But as you were saying, Owen, Rogers, Prentice, all within about 10 car lengths.
Yeah, just look at that gap from Rogers to Prentice there. There was 2 by 2 just before the Lesmo.
Oh my goodness!
Commentator's curse!
I was like, Rogers just lost it. Just snatched his brakes. Then Starclough comes through, has to get over the curb. Rogers does the right thing. Oh my goodness, this is going to be absolute chaos. So many of the cars here have lost speed. Everybody but Schundelmeier, who's trying to loop down the inside. But then, oh no! 3-car collision. You don't go 3 wide into the Parabolica. And that's why.
Does promote Sharp to provisional P1 in the silver tier.
So Schundelmeier, he was the last car to join that, and must admit, if it comes to an incident, I can't help but think that'd be his fault.
Just realised something, buddy. I mean, I know it's very hot and adrenaline is running high, but just have a look how hot the track is right now.
My goodness! 45 degrees track temp. I've only experienced that temperature once in my life, and I was in Gambia during an African heat wave. Oh, are we glitching, Brown? Or Yablonsky? Sorry, will it just appear we have a small glitch there? But we've got Keller now hunting down Jabino, who looks like he's got a bit of damage. And Keller is fancying this one. And we've got the Lamborghini. Shumakov's just behind. But De Bont on this excellent recovery drive, now back up to P7, still holding the fastest lap. Now this to really rejoin the gaggle of pro tier drivers at the top. I don't expect to make a move into the Parabolica, but it will definitely set one as he comes out. Looks so much more confident on the turn out of the corner. Slipstream's there to be taken. Sharp has gone defensive, moves back to the middle of the track. Bont just slightly creeping underneath the wing. As they hit the brakes, the Bont closes ever still.
So there's no obligation for Sharp to move out the way. Overall championship means he's got every right to fight for this position.
And had the slipstream picked up once again. Or does the Bont even dare it? This is a brave one if he does. Just backs out the segment as made Sharp affect his line. Now De Bont has a drive and is going to get the inside for the Lesmo. Some brilliant tactical driving there. And De Bont finds the wide line, puts down the traction and gets away. Wazza up front in P3, chasing down Grace.
Slightly further down, Poppersill is trying to make moves on Lino down the straight in the middle sector. Not sure if he's going to have enough speed. Lino placing his car in the middle of the track, defending really nicely.
Poppersill looked a little bit more confident on entry. This exit will be key. Both look fairly evenly matched. head down towards the approach. Slight defensive movement from Lino there, just covers the middle of the track. Will that compromise him? I think it has done, you know.
Snap. Lino's got a little bit of control there, which is inviting Popsicle back in.
Slipstreams have picked up. Lino goes defensive. He's going to think about corner entry soon. Popsicle's gone all the way out wide. He want to close it off when he can. I expect Popsicle to be the later breaker here, but he isn't. And a little bit of attack as they cover off the corner. Lino survives another attack.
Oh, we missed something. Wazza has overtaken Grace.
He was closing for quite a few laps, but I suspect that's as far as his chance is going to go. Adam Sharp is absolutely checked out of this one. The Popsicle continues on with Lino. Lino a little bit loose on the rear, going around Lesmo 2. So that McLaren's got some power behind it. At least in comparison to the Ferrari. As time is now out. And Sharp is going to come over the line to complete Sprint Race 1 and take a fantastic win. Got quite fortunate with DeBont getting clocked out initially, but he started to deliver. He started to face off with Wazza and Grace. So there's your podium. And Prentice is behind, and DeBont does a great recovery to bring it home in P6 after that initial clash with Schundermeyer at the beginning. Schundermeyer also as well. I mean, you might get a penalty for that incident, but he comes home for a P2 in class initially by Clayton and Lino, who does see off Popsicle. And then the Am-Tier win actually goes in the end to Serpentine, with Starkov having to now defend. He's actually lost the position to Keller as well. So after everything, after that brilliant qualifying lap, ends in P3. So there you have it. So we have Sharp leading Wazza and Grace for the podium in the silver tier, followed by Prentice, Rogers, DeBont. And then your podium for the silver tier, Sharp, Schuldelmeer and Lino. Then you've got Serpentine, Keller and Starkov, who despite everything still got podium in his tier. Dreadlock Steve with a great result in P4. GP2 engine, GP2. Oh yeah, I mean it's tough, Grace. You got to really. Oh, unfortunate Dreadlock Steve. Yeah, once you get the marbles out there, it's tough. You just got to wait for the track to open up, and then you can might one day get back on power. We've still got a car trundling around. Oh, we've got Townsend sat in the pits. For some reason, Popsicle is still, I don't know, maybe trying to give him a pat on the back, maybe a fastest lap that he can put on his trophy shelf, even if it doesn't count. And he just decides to practice the pit entry, maybe.
Practice a pit entry for a sprint race.
You never know when you might need it.
I mean, after Friday, I think you might need it more than me.
So everybody, we have gone through your table, so don't go anywhere. We are just going to leave the server and have a little break, maybe watch the highlights for this race, whilst they set up the server for race 2, that 40-minute sprint. Double the time double the action. I'll just share my screen with Owen. It seems to want to start. Also, I wanted to.
Yeah, I think if you put it in the big helicopter.
Yeah. And he just had to get out from behind the Porsche. And Popsicle, I didn't realise it before, Popsicle actually got involved in that as well.
Yeah, quite a few drivers unfortunately held up and obviously lost out at the start there.
So 2x2 as we saw towards the back there. I think they got through that second chicane actually a lot significantly cleaner than they got to the first. As yeah, this fantastic work of them all actually eventually organising themselves after a very, very sketchy get out of Ascari. And once again, those marbles just, oh yeah, and that was Townsend end up sat in the middle of the parabolica, allowing this man Jablonski to ease through. As we get Schuldermeer trying to redeem himself, trying to get past Shumakov's in P8 on lap 3, and did it with a bit of a tap. Then unfortunately had to wait for everybody and their dog to go past him. And then the BMW precautionary getting off the track. As this was Starclough getting overtaken for P4. One that he was never really too sure if he was going to keep. But up until incidents later on, he did hold a good position. But just a very, very confident Rogers on the brakes there into the parabolic, who got that one done nicely. And then this is Clayton on Starclough, followed by Wazza. Yeah, just a little bit of a tap. Not sure if Starclough was too happy about that, or he even believes that that was the reason he lost the position to Wazza, but Wazza finished really well in the end, so I don't think he'll be too unhappy that he eventually got past and ran away. And this was Jabino on shop, so Jabino ahead with Popasil going on the inside of him. I can only presume that Sharp, as far as I can tell, Sharp's nowhere to be seen.
Well, we have just had a message from one of the admins to say server is ready to go.
As we have got, that's the thing with these sprint races, so much action. If we're going to wait to the end of this, I think we're going to miss the start of the race. So, unfortunately, guys, we're going to cut that one short, and we're going to go back to our actual jobs of bringing you the live action.
Yeah, you make sure your headset gets not too hot this time.
Maybe turn my PlayStation round and actually have the fan point to that.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
The sneaky.
Just thought I'd jump on and give you a mid-race interview rather than the end.
I mean, after your
Mix it
race
up.
one, buddy, I don't think your mid-race interview is going to be very PG.
No, you know what, mate? About 4 minutes in, I went, I'm going to put a smile on my face and I'm going to have a great race now.
Smile
there's
and
no
wave,
point.
boys.
There's no. It is what it is. You can't change what's happened. It's done now, so we need to move on. But yeah, it was very interesting. I've quite enjoyed running the Lambo on Wing 1. I've drove around people quite a few times. It's been quite good. good fun to see you for Tuesday, Greg.
Oh, I'm looking forward to Monza greatly. Monza is probably my favourite track in the Lamborghini. It's my only ever win on anything ever.
No pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I did pull a lucky strategy in that. I believe that was a Taco Tuesday race. I pitted very early onto slicks and made it work better than anybody for quite a while. I had about 5 purple laps in a row before people started catching up with me.
I am hearing that you may have the opportunity to do that again. The forecast out of Milan is not fantastic for Tuesday, so that might be an option for you as well coming up on Tuesday night.
I'm looking forward to that.
And also, it'll be live.
Oh, fantastic! No pressure then.
Yes, I recommend the racing line in the 1960s, straight across the first chicane. That's usually the fastest way around there.
The Fernando Alonso line.
Yes, as long as you go through the chicane, it's fine at the end. But no, that was a really good race. I don't know what happened at the front, obviously I wasn't there. But I managed to finish 5th in class, which I didn't expect.
So to bring you up to date on the front, that was Schuldelmeyer. I can't say for sure exactly why he did, but it looked like he was coming out from behind the Porsche ahead of him and just had to brake on the grass and went sideways in front of Sharp, but then ultimately into De Bont.
Oh, so there was something at the front as well. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I was out on the street before the.
I was at the front.
Yeah, I was hit before the braking zone, so I have no idea what happened. I was facing the wrong way at that point, so it's fine from my point of view. Yeah, that was interesting. There was a couple of cars facing the wrong way at Parabolica at one point as well. It was like trying to navigate sort of Moses across the Red Sea.
So there was a rogue Townsend sat sideways in the Parabolica at the end of the
he knows,
first
he knows,
lap.
Trust me. He's in party chat, he knows. I think Sam Grafe as well got a pretty heavy shunt on the start finish straight. I don't know exactly what happened. I just see him playing Beyblade on the outside. So.
Well, there's a throwback showing your age there. Beyblade reference.
The scary bit was it's my younger brother that watched it. That's a scary part of that, not me.
Sorry, did you want the shovel or do we just donate it to
No,
the
if you
next
just keep
person?
digging it for me during the next race, that'd be fantastic. Thanks, guys. No, listen, thanks again for jumping on and doing it tonight. I know we've been a bit all over the place trying to get the server set up tonight, so appreciate your patience with us.
So I appreciate your patience with me.
Difficulty anyway, so I mean...
I seen you went for a little nap earlier on, so... It's fine, it's no habit. You come back midway through the stream and you do a great job, so it's fine. It's now a tradition. So
as long as what's heard is good, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Quality over quantity. That's what matters. Unfortunately, the points in the championship don't go that way as well. So I'm hoping that this reverse grid, at least having me a little bit further up where I started on race 1, will help.
I mean,
but I'm going to hit. Sorry, go on.
So there's a fantastic opportunity for De Bont here, who had to have a recovery drive even in the first race, and he's going to start at the front of that rear pack in the reverse grid. So I'd say he's a big question mark for this race coming up is De Bont. So look out for him in your rearview mirror, because he was on a charge last time. He'll be on charge again.
Right, okay. I think he's actually ahead of me. The grid's just taken form just now. No, he's not. He's behind me. I take that back. Sorry. Yeah, De Bont is looking spicy. Gedman's found himself in P1 again with Hymans in second again. I'm beginning to see a bit of a pattern emerging here. So hopefully this time we can get round the first corner. We'll get to the first corner. But I'll let you back to the job now. I'll let you get back calling the shots. Yeah. And I'll try and send Gedman in at the end, because I've done my duties now.
Well, it's nice having you as always, and best of luck.
Cheers, thanks very much, guys. All the best. Bye.
Bye.
I've got the problem again, but I can't leave the party. I'm trying to turn it into you.
Just can't get the staff these days, lads.
So I can't find the door. And off he goes to back and set himself up for 40 minutes around Monza.
Back
Whilst we've
in
got
the
these
wrong car.
in the wrong car. So whilst we've got a couple of minutes with you, just waiting around for me to be able to set up the camera properly again. As Owen mentioned before, we do run so much in FRL. It's not just Super Sprint Sunday on ACC. We also have Taco Tuesdays, Late Night Thursdays. We also run iRacing, Formula One, Gran Turismo, anything with four wheels that races online. FRL has got you covered. The best place to be, sim racing at its very best on console or PC, and so many events like this one are live streamed for your entertainment. Now, we couldn't do any of this without our sponsor, SimNet, who provides fantastic, high-quality sim racing equipment, so make sure to check them out for your sim racing equipment needs. And as ever, if you are already embedded in the FRL community, do consider signing up for the Patreon. It starts at just £3 a month, 10p a day, for exclusive access to the Patreon server set up just for you. You get early access to sign-ups for special events, league events, and for your special race number, and you get a greater insight and knowledge into everything that's coming up, even greater than employees like myself and Owen, who still second to you guys in the Patreon. So yeah, and that will have you well set up for everything that you get to come and see here. And if you're not involved at all and you're just here tonight watching the server roll on and these races be undertaken, if you fancy, do you know what, I fancy myself some FRL racing, drop yourself a comment in the comments section, and an admin will reach out to you with a Discord link and any relevant sim grid links that may be necessary for you to join in the action. So we go to replay. I'm gonna nick a proper camera like that one.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You can't be a northerner and say you're nicking a camera.
I don't need to nick cameras. My university lends them to me for free. Gedman leads them slowly away. Yeah, Velman, would you believe it? He chucks his sandbags out just in time. Looks like P3 of Coppens is just dropping back a little bit. As we are. Go, go, go! Gedman does get a very good start. We're going to go 3 wide behind. We've got Coppens, Felix, and Luking trying to go 3 wide in the first turn. Then a Lamborghini. Blonsky gets hit in the rear. Blonsky gets turned around, and there's a right bus stop.
Oh,
at the first chicane.
Bus stop.
Oh, well, a bit further back.
Cars.
And that's Clayton going sideways, but that's allowed Gedman with an absolute staunch of a lead.
Jablonski's just spun sharp as well.
So disaster for the Pro Tier drivers coming through. DeBont has made marginal progress. We're going to stick with the timing screens for now. Oh, was that Brown getting turned at the hairpin?
That's Brown.
As now he's facing demise. Cars dodging him left and right. He backs up. Well, that's Sharp and Jablonski getting through cleanly, but ultimately at the back. So absolute chaos ensuing in race 2. And Brown, I don't think he's in P7 anymore.
Surprisingly, Gedman has led half a lap. So, fun fact.
And
fun fact, we've got Jabino trying to chase down Lucking. Lucking has a bit of a snap down the straight.
Yeah, I mean, Lucking was originally catching on to Schuldermere, but Schuldermere's left him for dead.
I think Schuldermere did overtake Lucking already.
So can Jabino execute what seems to be a very, very tight switchback here? He gets his front axle alongside Lucking's rear axle. Lucking comes across.
But we know the BMW's not a slouch in the straight.
But will he make the same mistake that was made in the last race by somebody else? But no, he doesn't. He does cover the inside line. Parks in the middle of the track. Very solid strategy for turn 1 at Monza.
And he goes
looking
off.
then goes deep. And that allows Giovinazzo and Chumakov's through. Chumakov's now gets one hell of a run at Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo slightly covers the inside line. Just enough to see him off it. But now Chumakov's is going to probably throw it down the inside. He's not going to get that many good opportunities. Backs out of it. But is that Rogers I see? Coming up behind on this? They're not Rogers. Lexus. Yeah, Rogers. So Rogers, fantastic job from the Pro Tier, already getting up into P9.
There's quite a bit of argy-bargy between Grace and Prentice there. I think Grace is going to lift off slightly and give him the place back. But behind, De Bont is chasing down Lino for P15. He's got the inside for the entrance of Ascari.
Oh, as De Bont over the curb and cuts ahead, he'll just have to keep that. Maybe he got track limit warning for it. It was a big cut.
Further up, Schundelmir trying to go around Felix in a parabolica, gets a really good inside cutback.
Schundelmir coming alive in the second race after the horror that was turn 1 and then in race 1.
Felix is coming back though.
Oh, as there is a car ahead that's moving quite slowly. That's Coppens.
Schundelmir's cut the chicane, taking the escape route.
Does he get away without a penalty?
Has gained quite a lot from that.
He's let Coppens back through. But Felix has fallen quite far back and now he's got Giovinazzo for company. So it's very much changed the dynamic of this fight for P5.
Further back, Prentice and Grace still going at it. Dive down the inside, De Bont's also trying to eye this up as well. Oh, he's just spun Grace. De Bont has spun Grace.
So where are you looking, buddy?
P15.
There we go. So now having to catch up with the Mustang Apprentice ahead. Still shoving Grace on our timing screens, but obviously he's not there. We'll update very shortly. And actually that's Wazza ahead of De Bont in the Bentley. As up ahead for P11, Serpentine is holding up Richings and Prentice. So these will constitute up in this entry to the corner, but I suspect by the time we exit, these two Mustangs are going to be all over the back of Serpentine.
Oh, sorry buddy, I think we've got Felix and Giovinazzo down the straight into turn 1 now. Felix has got the inside trying to squeeze him off.
Giovinazzo comes back, sees him off, and this is going to allow Rogers a bit of run, but I think he just backed out of it.
Oh, slightly further back, Prentice, I think, had a bit of a moment on the exit of turn 1. De Bont has slipped past him.
And going towards the front, Starcloth, really close in the back of Heymans, and Gedman has not really escaped this. He did have a good gap initially, but it's less than a second between him and Heymans, with Starcloth really closing in. Schundelmir a bit further behind that. But now we see Felix under threat from Rogers. That is a Giovinazzo, sorry. Rogers has dropped back behind Giovinazzo. Then Felix goes a little bit deep. Doesn't seem to have lost too much speed though. But just enough for Giovinazzo to start closing up. But what about Rogers? Rogers goes for an audacious dive into the Parabolica, knowing that Giovinazzo can't break any deeper because of the leading Felix. Now Giovinazzo gets himself all over the marbles, and this is going to be a brilliant sequence of Rogers. He gets a drive out and he's already ahead of Felix on exit.
Further back, we've got Richings trying to eye up a move on Serpentine down the straight. Mustang versus Aston Martin. Two cars, no slaps in the straight.
Oh, there's a bit further back. That's De Bont. Oh my god, and Popsicle takes out the Ford of Prentice. Where has that come from? Popsicle was all the way down in P19. To then collect Prentice in P14. I hope he's got a good explanation for that one. As do my eyes deceive me, Schuldermeer has cut nearly 3 seconds out of Starclough in the last lap. Look how close he is now. Yeah, I really hope Popsicle has got an explanation for that. Veldman not happy. Admins are watching.
Not only admins, but very high up people within the FRL community.
So we get back to that. Schuldermeer flicking to the outside of Starclough. Starclough, who still hasn't actually lost touch to Heymans. Schuldermeer creates an outside line, tries to tuck back in, tries to encourage Starclough to go wide and over the marbles.
De Bont and Richings as well. Just about to go into the Parabolica. De Bont big on the brakes. Try to fight for P13 there. Get Serpentine as well on the exit.
I don't think Serpentine's done just yet. He's level, and that Aston Martin, like you said, it's no slouch. And the Ford of Richings just behind has got slipstream. There's a chance that De Bont will lose both of these. And then Lino just behind. Oh no, not 3 wide, not into here. De Bont didn't do anything wrong there. Lino creating a 3 wide scenario, and then we catch Richings losing multiple positions now. I hope he knows that De Bont had nowhere to go. But Lino under threat from Sharp. Sharps flicks to the inside. Lino covers it late. There's one hell of a battle developing up here.
Schuldermeer has still not let go of Starclough yet for P3.
I suspect Schuldermeer, well, we should be prioritising his route through Ascari, as the top 2 have also closed up. Heyman's super close on the back of Gedman. But Schuldermeer is closer still. Starclough recognises this. Goes defensive to the inside. Going to try and not compromise himself as he enters the Parabolica. Schuldermeer fancies a run around the outside. There is grip there. If he can continue to find it, get his nose ahead. Very big, very well committed on the brakes. And he's going to run out of the Parabolica ahead. But the Ferrari typically does have better straight line speed, and you can see that as Starclough begins to come back, and he does have the inside line for the chicane. And this will be a matter of bravery. Schuldermeer doesn't think he has it on the brakes. Oh, as he catch Rogers just going across the second turn. Oh, is heading into the first turn. That is Sharp.
Ooh.
Defending from Lino. Ooh.
Oh no, great.
There's another Sharp.
Just absolutely just obliterated Sharp in the McLaren. He is not having a good race for the second round.
And now, side by side with Brown, is Adam Sharp, winner of the first race. Side by side with Brown.
I mean, I'm surprised Sharp is still going after taking a Mustang into the rear there for turn 1.
Oh, as we have a car off, that's a Ferrari of Coppens off in the Lesmos. But here we go, battle for P1. Heyman's right on the back of Gedman. This is striking distance. But Gedman in the Porsche will always get that traction out of the corners. But now Heyman needs the exit of all exits around the Parabolica. Use the DRS, not so DRS flap on that Mustang to draw it up to the back of Gedman and make him pay. But Gedman did seem to gain time out of both the Parabolica and the Scari. Shuddermit still hasn't got past Starclough, but Starclough closing on.
Just close on the brakes. That was massive.
Clearly got a lot of faith in that setup. But Wazza
Further back.
now
yeah,
got Jabino taps the back of Chumakov's, and Wazza goes through on Chumakov's. So bottom of the pack seems to be quite settled in. And now Rogers quietly bringing himself up to the leading pack. Shurman's got a great drive heading down towards the Scari. Scari not the easiest place to overtake somebody. Needs to get to the inside. And
further ahead. Heyman's has gone off.
Heyman's has relinquished his battle to Gedman, but now Starclough, having seen that, hope he doesn't back off too much because Sean Dormere definitely hasn't. Slipstream is really drawing him in. Sean Dormere shows his nose to the inside, doesn't want it just yet. You'd probably believe that Sean Dormere is the better match for fighting Gedman in the same machinery. But Starclough, look at this, Starclough with the slipstream. Then Gedman's got a bit too much downforce on because Starclough has just absolutely gapped him on the straight. And he's going to go into the first turn ahead. And look at this, Rogers within earshot of this battle. And Wazza now on Felix. Oh, he gets turned. Felix sends him back the right way. Then he comes back across Chumakov's, and that has allowed Jabino, who was last in this sequence of cars, to now be fighting for the lead of it. But Wazza has not given up yet. He has the grunt, he has the power. Oh, and Felix, bit of reactive braking, not happy about that. But Jabino is going to take the escape road and re-enter alongside. Wazza takes it, and then Coppens also goes through. And I think that's... No, who was that at the back there? Is that Dreadlocks? Who is that?
Where are we looking, buddy?
Just behind Coppens. In between Coppens and DeBont. Is that Dreadlock Steve? Is he a lap down?
No,
potentially. He is a lap down. Whether that's him or not, I'm not too sure. And I think it is. Because he doesn't seem to be moving out of the way particularly fast.
No, the car in between Coppens and DeBont is Jabino.
That took a while to update. But it's not now. DeBont has got ahead.
Very close to the back of the rear of DeBont there.
So I'm going to go back to the front because now we had Suldomir trying to overtake Gedman, and now Rogers is right on the back of this. Rogers is in the fight now, and Starkloff is starting to pull away. Suldomir momentarily was on the inside and was going to see off Gedman. So, four car battle leads the. Sorry, it's been a long day out in the sun. Rogers not seeming to do fast around the Lesmos, and this pack is just starting to stretch a little bit. Suldomir having Gedman defend against him.
Oh, slightly further back, we've got Clayton and Serpentine going at it for P17 in the Lesmos.
I think that was a little bit down. Something got knocked off there. Saw something bounding over the curb. Aston versus Aston power. Nothing too great happening down the straight. But has this developed because maybe Clayton's got something under the brakes? Not a great deal. Oh, as we have Coppens going across Ascari and rejoining side by side with this battle, almost getting his nose taken off by Grafe, who's now got a run on Serpentine. Power versus lightness and slipstream, and Grafe sees that one out. Oh, as this front battle is still staying. Oh no, Gedman's been tagged. Gedman's been tagged by Suldomir. But I do think I had to watch that back. But I think that might have been Gedman's fault. Gedman did seem to pull across on the exit. I mean, I'd have to see it again, but I'm sure that's what I saw. As now Rogers, through all of that, gets promoted into P2 to chase down Starkloff. Oh, and side by side, heading down towards the Lesmos. We'll just watch Serpentine get overtaken by Coppens.
That's a yellow flag.
That's a
Starkloff.
Starkloff is round. He's doing so well. And that promotes now Rogers into P1. It's promoting everybody.
Still a long way to go.
As that sounds like confirmation from Veldman, who's maybe just rewound the stream a bit, or has just got a much better eye than I do. Giving Gedman the benefit of the doubt that he held his line. Now Suldomir is now going to be the one to have to get any places back on Rogers. What was her? Only about 6 seconds away from the lead. Thank you for letting me off, Veldman. Made me not think that my eye was too bad. Now Lino coming up on Felix for the first turn. He's got the line on the inside. Oh, that's a bit naughty from Felix. Swinging out towards side as he comes through.
There as well.
The Sharp just didn't like quite getting squeezed out there. Sharp hasn't let go of this. But I suspect he's going to probably need a few more corners to reset this up. That's unless Felix goes deep in the chicane, which he has done. Sharp's been sensible. He kept his momentum. I don't think he's going to quite have the inside of the Lesmo. No, he doesn't. Now allows Felix to reset. But Sharp, being the experienced driver that he is, has found good exits through the Lesmos. And now look, he's right on top of him. Takes a wide approach down the back straight. Will he attempt a late break manoeuvre and then deep into Ascari? He does. Oh, what a move! Brilliant car control. And now Brown arrives on the scene.
Well.
Sharp got a bit of a snap there. Brown gets out the slipstream nice and early. Lay on the brakes from Brown. Holds it to the inside with poise. Now I've gone further back, the battle for P16. Grace has got one hell of a drive coming out onto the pit straight on Coppens. Slipstream being picked up. Coppens has allowed him to have a look down the inside. But doesn't feel like doing anything just yet. Gedman has us back in P4, but about 8 seconds off the lead, and she held for the vast majority of this race. Grace still hasn't given up on Coppens. Now Lesmo 2, how's your exit? Oh, Lesmo 1, sorry. This is Lesmo 2.
Oh, the block's gone deep, trying to chase down Monza.
As Grace gets a much better exit. Coppens almost slid the car around the second Lesmo. Now who's going to let us on the brakes? It is Grace. I showed him it. This is a fantastic drive. He has not left Rogers escape. He's under half a second, and he's very much in view. And Chumakos has got past Gedman down the pit straight. Oh, as that is the Bont cutting the grass for us.
Yeah, he's not having quite a good race this race too. Got chased down Wazza, he messed up Ascari this race, or messed up turn 1 as well.
The Bont really not having a fruitful evening out here. Span first turn in race 1. A few off-track excursions in race 2. Oh, as Brown has just got to see Sharp go off track. Does Brown attempt anything on the outside? Yes, he does. And nice easy move by a bit. Sharp, I think, resigned himself to the position. It is closing on this. Kedman needs to do his absolute best to stay in the slipstream of Chumakos ahead. So I've gone back to P14 to pick up Clayton, who's going to Parabolica, but on the outside with the Mustang on the inside, that's Richings. Both brake quite equally. Oh no! As Clayton has just been turned by Grafe.
The Bont's just dived into the pits.
What a strange race.
Did he take enough fuel?
I hope so, that would be disastrous.
So the Bont, after an absolute mare, has dived into the pits. Oh, we've got Clayton and Grafe. Grafe had a bit of a moment on the exit of turn 1. Clayton says thank you very much.
mops up spillages of positions. Well, that was it. Now trying to make Gedman's evening go from bad to worse. Bentley barge approaches Gedman, going into Ascari. And enters True, makes it stick. We've got Grave in P14. Timing screens have shown previously much closer to Clayton. May have just been the overtake of himself. Oh, as we have a stop and go for speeding in the pit lane. And that is for De Bont, so we just get some bad to worse for De Bont. And as we are closing on the last 10 minutes of this race, and that is a car going slowly, got 89. As your battle for the lead is very much hotting up, just like the weather outside. The drivers will just be happy that track temps have gone down at this point in the race. So into the Lesmos they go. And that is a great drive by Shundamir. So much so that he's going to try it on the inside of Lesmo 2. Compromise himself a little bit, but not too much. The Aston Martin shows its straight line speed again. But no, so we've got Sharp closing in on Brown. This is for tiered position, so this should get spicy.
That was a good position. We've got Grafe and Grace going at it for P14 still. Mustang versus Porsche.
So I think not through here, Mr. Porsche, you're going to get through. You need the Ascari of your life.
Schindlemir is still hanging on to Rogers, giving the speed on Alexis down the straight.
Oh, as Grace goes a little bit off. Yeah, Schindlemir's right on Rogers now. Still with a tier driver, trying to take on for the win and take away Rogers' outright win for the tier. Yeah, he's really having it on the back of him. Some great pace from these guys. Oh, as we have cars around at the first chicane, that is Chumakov's and one of the Fords. Second chicane, sorry.
And Heyman's.
Oh, so Heyman's, who was previously chasing down the win of this race, now finds himself tumbling down the order. Oh, as he rejoins, has to get quickly out of the way, and then goes 3 wide, and oh, they crash again! Oh no.
That's unfortunate. He did well to wait for him, but it's just unfortunate.
Brown closing on Jabino. These two are very often locked in on track battles. They know each other at the back of their hand. And I picked up Clayton on Richings for P10. As they head down towards Parabolica. Schuldermate actually had a look into the first turn that time, rather than just an idle move out the braking. But here he goes around the outside. Looked possible for a moment. You need to use the Lexus and its slipstream to compensate for your lack of top line speed. You've got this gaggle of cars all lining up for P5 on track. Wonder if they all know they're all in silver tier.
Now, after that incident with Haymans and Chamakovs, that does promote Gedman's provisional P2
Ooh.
in
Gedman
class, obviously.
So Gedman protected from behind for now.
If Schindlemere and Rogers can keep their wits about them without having any full contact, this would be a really good result for Gedman.
Yeah, Schindlemere been glued to this rear wing for several laps now. He's hoping, praying for a mistake from Rogers.
Speaking of praying, Grafe and Grace still going at it. Mustang just edging himself in front. Battle for P12.
And it's actually invited Coppins into
Oh,
it.
Grace at the moment.
Oh!
Oh.
Coppins, I'm not sure if he could really avoid. Oh!
Turfentine very lucky there.
Tilt goes right around the outside. And he's up and away again. This is Starclough. So he goes. Position for him.
We've got Richings and Clayton now going down the Sharp Straight. Aston Martin versus Mustang. Battle for P10.
The crucial braking incoming now. A little bit of a squeeze. Both cars stay on track.
Oh no, I've just witnessed Grace absolutely kill Starclough into turn 1. Well, that's unfortunate.
Starclough now lingering down way outside the top 10. As we now approach 5 minutes left of this race. The Pro tier has spread themselves throughout the grid, Silver tier towards the top as well. The Am tier maybe let themselves down in places, but all the same, solid result for those top tier Am drivers. Schindlemere not really closing up on the straight. Alexis has something in its pocket. Oh, I've just caught Coppins sliding across the Scari and having to catch out Popsill. Now Brian attempts what seems to be quite a difficult task so far, the move on Lino. He takes an initially classic line through there. He says, now Lino, how are you on your traction? And then defending from me. Now is there a dive coming on here? Even to the outside, it's not easy.
Sorry buddy, just got Brown and Lilo for P5 there.
So yeah, so
I'm trying to throw shapes around the outside, but not quite enough.
now Jabino has caught up with this. It's just the amount of 4-car battles we've had emerging in this race are quite impressive. But that's what Monza does to you. You can just push and push and push and push until you find somebody that can't push more than you. But will this finally be the move by Brown into Ascari? Lino goes defensive, covers his line.
This is the fight for the last podium place.
And Jabino, it looks like he really fancies it. He got really close to Brown there. As Brown. Does it always? Brown goes for it again round the outside. Lino seems to have a tactic here, but Brown's been mighty here under braking. It's how he's got most people so far.
Brown washed out a little bit there.
But here we go. Brown forcing Lino to take a very, very sharp line to the inside. Will this be a long bit of braking? It was good. Gives him initial room, but then gets tagged. I think Lino just started to squeeze Brown when he didn't need to on the exit. That wide line is strong. We're back to the lead again. We should admit, really, really close up. We're filling up Rogers' mirror about now. But once again, the Lexus pulls away with its straight line speed. Right, still doing well, holding on this position against quite great odds. Now picks up Popsill, then P14, still trying to overtake Serpentine for P13. Whilst Coppens watches on, closes in on this battle. As there you have it, lead on final lap. So if there's any desperate moves to be had, now is the time to throw them. This is convincing from Popsill around the outside. A bit later, can he stop? Oh, as we catch Serpentine spinning out at Ascari. I'm sure, mate. Seems to be playing doting
Coppens
companion for this fight.
Trying to go into a parabolica side by side, but Starklov trying to poke one round the outside.
That has been his go-to so far today.
Coppens a bit of a wiggle.
Yeah.
There hasn't been enough time left. That does promote Starklov to P2 in class.
So when you can recognise the small little battles that will win you big. Everybody is just sticking around for now. Get it to the end. The timer has stopped. Yeah, Rogers coming round the parabolica. He has seen the squeaky clean, the fresh face and challenge of Schuldermeyer, but he comes across the line in his Lexus. Is LFA affing at that? What a drive from Rogers to come through that battle with all the problems that were occurring there, and was a great drive through for him in P3 with the fastest lap. Followed by Gedman, who did lead for half this race, eventually comes home in P4 but P2 in class, so be happy with that, as will Brown with a podium for him. We have to wait a little while for the podium in the other tiers. Zubino comes home in P8, and that's Clayton rounds off the Pro Tier podium, and then Felix, winner of the Am Tier, sees off Richings, Grafe, Popsill. So this is Popsill, Starkloff, not much for company, Coppens, Grace, Van der Waal, 17, even a lap down it seems, will come home for quite a strong result. That's still a P4 in class. Townsend, who's been in the absolute wars tonight, is going to come home with a P5 in class, beating off Trotman, Fredlock Steve, Keller and Haymans. So let's get these highlights for us to run through whilst Mr. Gedman jumps into the lobby with us. So I hope after that, everybody, you are still hydrated, cool, and trying to bring your heart rate down. I know I am.
Definitely a very hot race this evening.
So we go into my gallery for the highlights of that. So here is your race start, and it's chosen to focus on Jabinho initially. That's Chumakov's ahead of him. But I highly suspect things are going to go all wrong in a minute, as it did what we caught on camera. So there's a hit from Starcraft into Felix and then into the Borwell Lamborghini further up. And then we see Clayton get collected and then righted just after the second turn. Yeah, like I said, we are just waiting for Gedman to come and join us in the box as we catch Brown. I think going a little bit too deep at the second chicane, and a few cars safely taking themselves over the escape road. So this was Coppens on Sundermere. That's Coppens ahead, I think. Yeah, I don't think he quite understood where the blue flags are coming from. Then does come out ahead of him. Yeah, we saw it, buddy. Such a shame. As here he is. A very eventful race too, wouldn't you say?
I think I've had a microphone problem when you're speaking to me there, sorry.
No, okay.
No, genuinely, I never heard what you said.
Oh, that's... Yeah, it was quite a hectic race, that one, especially from the start and throughout as well. Quite a few incidents occurring in the 40 minutes.
Yeah, if I speak, I'll be in big trouble. So, yeah, listen, you know what, right? This isn't an excuse. It should have been tested pre-race. The frame rate going into turn 4 on the first 10 laps was just an absolute shambles. I don't know if you guys experienced any of that, but the light coming through the trees, I think the PlayStation just cannot handle it. And then I think a lot of people thought maybe they were going a bit slower than they actually were. So like just with the reduced frame rate, they maybe felt like they were going slower, but they weren't. I think it was quite spicy, quite an eventful race. I don't want to again comment. I don't want to give too much opinion just now. I will need to look at things back. I am watching your highlights. But
is it just this catch looking in the replay glitching a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit of a flash at the pit lane, but I think he got on okay. But yeah, it's just Monza, wasn't it? Like, it was typical Monza. Like, I think someone put in Discord a couple of days ago, what's wrong with Monza? I'm going to send them the stream link. Have a look and see how it goes. But yeah, you know what? It was spicy. It was I did enjoy it actually. I had a few choice words, on the party chat, but you know, that same mentality I took early on. Just got a big smile on the face, like, you know what I've done? Like, just keep driving. Just keep driving.
Was by any chance Adam Sharp in the party?
He was not. I got a good view though.
I was gonna say fair.
As we
play
catch this
to
one
Adam
from Popsill.
Holy
Shabba ding dongs.
Okay. Holy
cow.
words.
We're
Yeah,
not quite sure what the cause of that was.
Oh, there's me. Yep. Thank you, Trotman.
Now,
Yeah,
I don't
know,
usually
yeah.
do this, especially in replay, but
I think he's just missed his braking point. It looks like he can't. He's unsighted with the car as well.
Missed.
He's unsighted. He's missed. His braking point is on the wall on the right hand side, and obviously the car's blocked that. And at that point, it's a case of how do I hit the least amount of people? I think. To be fair, he has stopped there. It looked like, and he has waited. But I mean, that's a big impact, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Now you know what? We'll go through the due process. We'll see what he's got to say, because obviously you never know. There could be some kind of circumstances. The wheel might have cut off. Might have hit the share button by accident. We've all been there. I'm pretty sure. But yeah,
Like you said,
having
seen the braking there, it very much does like brakes at the right point, but having to move under the braking for avoidance. And then if your avoidance is over the grass, and the grass is, I don't know how, but grass gives you speed. Like extra speed.
WRC.
Yeah, Brown would be the person to ask for that. Bit of rally.
Yep, the WRC over the grass there. That's what that was. We'll call it that. But no, let's sort of come in and share the same sort of positive situation, positive mentality, because you know what, it was a rough race tonight for myself. I think I finished well, but we'll call that the provisional result. I'm expecting a few conversations over the next few days, if I'm being completely honest. But you know what, it is what it is. We'll see how it goes, and I do think that's potentially the championship challenge, or the attempt to retain the championship, go back to back, completely gone now. So it is what it is. I'm going to go back to Hungary and enjoy it. Hopefully it's pouring it in.
So yeah, I wasn't quite I'm trying to know what happened here again. So this is Wazza coming through a few cars.
What a drive from Jay Wazza tonight, by the way.
I mean,
fastest lap as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think he got fastest lap in the first race as well, didn't he?
I think De Bont just eclipsed it at the end.
He was carrying that for a while
What
though.
happened to Bond? He pitted halfway through the race. I wonder if he took enough fuel or.
I don't know, but he did get a drive through out of it, and then he was gone, from what I gathered.
Oh
no, why are we watching me? No. No, get this off.
I think we're actually watching Jabino, but you just happen to be in frame.
Oh, I should have went. I got scared.
Should have done. Oh, you've left a lot of space back there.
Yeah.
I mean, you put it back.
And then don't watch this. Don't watch it. No.
Where's he gone? Where's he gone?
Look what I've avoided. Look what I had to avoid. And to be fair, I watched
a massive advantage there.
Yeah, like I said, provisional result.
Well, isn't he about to give all of it back?
Oh no, it gets worse. Don't worry. Please cut off.
Still watching Jabino.
Mind when I said the frame rate? It made you feel like you're going faster than you were.
Ooh. Yeah, just overshot. Overshot it.
Bounced off him.
You know what? Fair play to everyone. Every single person avoided me. Like, that is great driving from everybody else. I'll be completely honest.
There was like the odd car. I thought they're going to hit you. They're going to hit you. And I thought no, got away with it.
No, I think one. Oh, okay. Oh yes, the Alonso line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he does give this back to Coppens. I'm pretty sure of it.
Okay. Right, yeah. I'll let you go do your analysis. I just thought I'd say, you know what, thanks again for doing the stream tonight, guys. Hopefully we see you. I don't know if you fancy actually racing with the Sunday crowd on the off-season event. It is up on SimGrid now. If you fancy it, do have a look. Again, everybody watching as well. We've got a multi-class race at Kota. 3 classes of car, but no GT3s. See how you fancy that one. Have to get you out your Lamborghini, I suppose. So I mean, maybe not.
I'm under a massive pressure from my lads about changing car.
Yeah.
You know what?
I've already changed it for one event.
Don't do it. Stick with it. I had the same conversation. I've watched Wazza all season, just staring at the Bentley in my face again, and I'm very tempted.
So far, I do have an event entry under the Aston Martin.
Oof. Oh, big difference.
Yes.
Big difference. You'll like it though. It's one of the easier cars to drive. You'll like it. It's good fun. Especially if you've not driven it before.
It feels super zippy and light from what I remember the few laps I've done in it.
Just wait till you actually get on a straight line and you can actually drive around someone.
I'll just cry when I'm trying to exit a corner and it not be the Lamborghini.
It's not fun on the race start, from what I remember correctly. You do seem to get swallowed up quite easily at race start. So be aware of it. But yeah, I'll let you go. I'll let you go and continue your analysis. I'm going to head off and go back and shout everybody watching footage in party chat so I can see things that I can't see on stream. I'll let you go. So thanks again tonight, guys, and we'll see you for the finale.
Thank you, buddy. Have a good luck for the next one as well.
I'll need it. Thanks. Cheers.
Okay. So there you have it, everybody. That was one of your admins there, letting everybody know just how he did, and obviously how well we found everything around him, actual driver's perspective of the race. Now you've obviously been listening to us waffle for the best part of 2 hours, so we're going to let you go. But before we do, obviously we're just going to reiterate everything you can get involved in FRL. If you have liked what you've seen tonight, you want to get involved, drop a comment, and an admin will reach out to you to get you further involved. Join us on SimGrid for a number of the ACC events, AC events, iRacing, GT7, Formula 1, FRL does it all, multiple nights of the week with streams. It's sim racing at its, I have to say, very best when I watch Popper still smash into the Mustang. But that's just the way it's how it's rolling tonight. And yeah, thank you to SimNet for sponsoring us as ever, allowing us to continue doing our job and bringing you this great content. And if you're already heavily embedded in the sim racing community that is FRL, do make sure you consider joining the Patreon. It starts at just £3 a month, 10p a day, and you get greater perks than even employees like ourselves get, such as your own private server. Oh, and like and subscribe as well. Thank you, Goldman, for giving a like and subscribe to the stream. Hit the notification bell to make sure you do not miss when we go live. And yeah, join the Patreon for special access to your race number, early access to events, and like I said, your own Patreon server to get your early practice in as well. I think we've covered everything, Owen, unless you've got anything to add.
Yeah, I mean, make sure you do smash all the relevant buttons and all the goodness, just so you can join the server and scream at Greg for when his headset decides to stop working with the camera controls. So yeah, guys, this has been Monza Super Sprint Sunday. What a week it's been. Interesting to see how we plan out for Taco Tuesday, but this has been Super Sprint Sunday. What an evening.
Yeah. Right, well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Have a good night. I'm coming for your Tuesday retro.
No, you're not.